Hello, and thanks for joining us on the weekly Angle. I'm your host, the Matty Man. Join us regularly for our watch along shows and so on and so forth because they are getting better and better and better and better by the moment. And we're getting a lot of participation and so on and so forth. And I'm really happy doing this one because I can provide your live analysis and we can have a watch along show and it's over with and it's done in the exact same time that you were normally watching the program to begin with. We get a lot of feedback and a lot of response, so I encourage you to do that. And of course, don't miss out on our partners when you need to relax. It's Cosmic Snacks. And when you need synergy, it's Freshen Up Energy. Our partners, they keep the show going, they keep the lights on and everything else. Give them a look. They're on all major platforms. This weekly angle is a very special weekly angle here because I wanted to discuss the WWE ID program. Everybody else has had an opinion, wrestlers have signed up, wrestling schools have signed up. We have questions. We have questions that need answering. So, in order to fully understand it, you must start with the actual source itself. I am sitting here at recruit.wwe.com / WWE ID. This is the official site should you want to sign up for this. We'll give the mission statement. WWE Independent Development, WWE ID, is designed to provide independent wrestlers a clear pathway to a potential career in the WWE. Following the success of WWE's NIL program, WWE ID has been constructed to support independent wrestling prospects and schools with world class training, development, and mentorship, in turn raising the profile of and strengthening the independent wrestling ecosystem. WWE will provide the most prominent independent wrestling schools in the United States with the WWE ID official designation, with the goal of getting new trainees and existing talent at these select institutions with enhanced developmental opportunities. WWE will identify the top independent wrestling prospects with an official WWE ID prospect designation and support their developmental journey. WWE ID will give fans the opportunity to follow the paths of these standout prospects on the independent wrestling scene through curated behind the scenes content, as well as highlights and matches showcased across WWE's social platforms. Sounds good, doesn't it? That's the mission statement. Let's break this mission statement down here because in the middle of a mission statement is usually a lot of truth that you need to know. Let's start with it. Following the success of WWE's NIL program, of which absolutely zero people have gone to NXT, gone to the roster, gone to any of what I call the ghost WWE territories. Because believe it or not, they still do have territories. Following the success of what? Name the NIL superstar right now that's currently residing in any of the 3 shows that WWE puts on during their weekly episodic programming. Name one. Let's just get started there. WWE ID has been constructed to support independent wrestling prospects and schools with world class training. Translation, we're going to throw them a little bit of money and we're going to own the people that are in it. And just so you know, we have several that are listed on their site already: Reality of Wrestling, Elite Pro Wrestling Training Center, The Nightmare Factory, Knox X, Knox, Pro Entertainment and Academy, and Black and Brave Wrestling Academy. Those are the ones that are listed on their site. So what they're saying is if you go there, you will get WWE resources. WWE will provide the most prominent independent schools, which I just listed, the official designation, with the goal of guiding new trainees and existing talent at these select institutions with enhanced developmental opportunities. Enhanced developmental opportunities, let's talk about that. Read into that what you will. What I'm getting out of that is WWE is going to infiltrate the independent wrestling schools that they already were there in to begin with. They're just going to get in a little bit deeper. The part that I can't get away from is in turn raising the profile of and strengthening the independent wrestling ecosystem. They're going to do that by basically tagging these wrestlers and putting them in front of their fan base, who will then continue to put pressure on them, especially if they're any good, to make sure that they continue their WWE journey and land actually in WWE. If you've not been purview, if you don't have a purview of the current WWE fan, this is the same fan that's mad at Tony Khan for taking pictures with his tag team champions, claiming he's copying WWE because they do it. That's the person you're going to put this wrestler or this manager or this valet or this commentary personality in front of. That's the person they're going to put it in front of. Something to think about, something to just let roll through your mind. Think about all the dumb posts, and I would say this if AEW did it. If AEW did it, think about all the dumb posts that some of these AEW fans put out. And also think about some of the dumb posts that some of these WWE fans put out. I mean, literally, Samantha Irvin, after full confirmation saying she's not going to AEW. Have you seen the internet meltdown for that? Do you really want to put that on an 18-year-old kid? Is that something you're fond of? But let's just not even get going with that because we all know it. It's out there. Some of us look at it. Some of us make fun of it. Some of us deal with it. But let's not even go there for a minute. Let's just stop for a second. Let's think about this. Let's think it to its logical conclusion. If WWE can get their hooks in every major talent coming out of college, and even now in high school, because they're extending this program to the high schools. So think about this. You have a son or a daughter, and they thought, hey, I really like this professional wrestling thing. Maybe they watch WWE. Maybe they watch AEW and WWE. Maybe they watch a lot of professional wrestling. So they decided to sign up for this WWE ID program. And along the way, something comes up in front of them that they use their, rationale to think about, and they go, well, wait a minute, now maybe this WWE thing might just not work out. Maybe I want to expand my horizons. It's too late. They're going to be in front of all your fans. Now, I'm not saying they're going to do that with the high school kids, but they're definitely going to do that with the college kids. And think about it. You were having a hard enough time. Most of us who went to college. I went to college twice. Let's say I'm just trying to figure out what my major is going to be, and I've got, 5,000 WWE drones. Or in the alternative, let's say I wanted to be an AEW fan. Let's say AEW did this. I have 5,000 AEW drones. Pick your best ones, the ones that you just look at and roll your eyes, because that's going to be the group that's in that 5,000. Now, ask yourself a serious question. Do you want to put a kid through this? I mean, seriously, just ask yourself this. Do you want to expose your child or your young adult to that kind of scrutiny? Is that something you really want to do? It's not something I care to do. You know, I've had people close to me say, well, I see you doing these podcasts and stuff, and I've started watching the product, and it looks kind of cool. I'd like to do it. I said, don't do it. Keep it to yourself until you're ready to go. Keep it to yourself until you're actually in a wrestling school. You have to say things like this now. You have to act like this now. Why? Because otherwise, WWE is going to put that kid out there under this program. And then all those drones. And you know good and well, like I'm saying, I'm pulling AEW into all of this. If AEW did that, AEW's fans are, I mean, there are AEW drones. There's not as many of them as there are in WWE, but they're still out there and they're still equally as vitriol. Is that really something that you want to put your kids in front of? It's just something to think about. And since when do we allow any company in the United States of America to basically form their own monopoly and throw a word salad in front of it? Because here's what's going to happen. Number one, WWE is going to try to get every wrestling school in North America signed up. That's going to be their goal. And they're going to flash everything in the world in front of it. So, see, if you can't choke Tony out at the box, if you can't choke Tony out at the box office, they damn sure don't beat him with pay-per-views. And if you can't choke Tony out with talent signings right now, you just get to him before he has a shot. And people are saying right now, oh no, WWE, they're not going to do that. They already are. They're already pushing this program harder than ever before. Now, am I against free market? No. But this is not free market. This is quietly developing a monopoly from the inside out, and by the time anybody catches up to it, it's going to be too late. The industry will probably be within a year and a half to 2 years. Other people are saying 3 years. I'm saying within 2 years, there will be very little, if any, independent professional wrestling out there. And the independent professional wrestlers that are out there will be stuck in this system. And on top of all that, the fact that they're reaching out to prominent wrestling schools when they have this school of their own is an open admission that the school of their own isn't quite cutting the mustard. So do you really want to partner your school? Now, there's going to be schools that take the bag. There's going to be schools without question that just take the bag. But what about the schools out there that are producing quality athletes? You guys know who you are. Do you take the bag or do you produce athletes? Or do you wonder if you're going to get the athletes if you don't take the bag? I mean, I'm not going to be as infuriated as everybody else is on my side of the platform about this. Because quite frankly, I think it needs to happen because I would like to see Tony grow a set, build his own stuff, and stop even. I wouldn't even look at WWE fans anymore. They don't exist. The only reason I'm not enraged, as a lot of people are with this, is because, quite frankly, I think this might be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Maybe Tony gets serious. Maybe Tony starts using some of that money. Maybe, just maybe, we get something out of this that's really, really good. But for those folks that are running around here saying the WWE ID is great and it's the greatest thing since sliced bread and It's going to do this, and it's going to do that, and it's going to do the other. Here's what it's going to do. Number one, it's going to make independent professional wrestling obsolete, which is problematic for actual development of actually good wrestlers. And I'm going to tell you right now, everybody's celebrating Motor City Machine Guns. They won't exist. Take a good look at everything you're looking at right now, because all that talent will go away. Number two, it will be manufactured in one image. Wrestling has approximately, that I've found out in my journey, about 40 different styles and techniques that are not hard cam motivated. All that's going to be gone away. All of it. Gone. The reality of everything involved here is that when it all comes down to it, when it all really finally gets real, at the end of the day, people say what they want to say, and I say what I want to say. But the reality of things is that this is just an end around to try and capture the actual wrestler before anybody else gets a look at him. And you say, well, that's great. No, it's not great. And the big side of it is there are a lot of schools that don't teach hard cam wrestling because only one promotion uses hard cam wrestling. Not another promotion in the world uses hard cam style wrestling. So in effect, those who don't cut it in the WWE ID plan will essentially have no career, because they will have been trained and studied in one method that only one promotion uses. So is this really a good thing? Time will tell. And I'm saying in less than 2 years, not only will the quality of WWE's product diminish even more, but the quality of professional wrestling as a product will diminish nationwide. Now, I can say this. Places like RevPro and Progress, they're not going along with this right now, but, I mean, it's only a matter of time, guys. It's only a matter of time before the juggernaut that is the WWE chokes out everybody else. And the problem is, that doesn't help the business. And this whole notion of if I can't have it, you can't have it either, that's got to stop. I mean, I understand if they were being fair, I understand what's going on. The problem is they're not being fair. And as a journalist, no one else should be fair either. Unfortunately, though, that's not quite how this is going to go down. It is our personal opinion, it is my personal opinion, that if this program is allowed to stand as is, no restrictions, let's say, I don't know, let's say the government took a look at the overall practices and they said, okay, well, it feels like a monopoly, but by the letter of the law, it's not a monopoly. Okay, it's not a monopoly. That's great. It's still not good. It's not good for the business. Feel free to disagree. Feel free to agree. Drop a comment. We read them. And if your comment's good enough, you'll actually see it on the show, one of my regular watch-along shows. Join us on Saturday night for Collision. Most PLEs and pay-per-views on the weekends. We do Raw. Occasionally we do NXT. We definitely do Dynamite, we do Rampage, we do SmackDown. And we occasionally add a few other shows in there that are like TNA oriented, or I may see some indie that I like that I want to go along with. And we'll do it that way. Either way, feel free to jump in any of the nights we're live with our live watch along. You get some of that good work, you get analysis, you get everything else. And all of this is brought to you by our partners at Freshen Up Energy and Cosmic Snacks. Just a reminder, when you want synergy, it's Freshen Up Energy, and when you need to relax, it's Cosmic Snacks. This has been the Weekly Angle. I was your host, the Matty Man, here live on Graps TV. Take care and join us for our SmackDown and Rampage watch along this Friday, right here on the Sicko Show and Graps TV. Take care.